Everyone thought he was just the janitor, a quiet old man in faded overalls, pushing his mop down shiny marble floors, greeting everyone with a nod. No one ever looked twice. But what they didn't know was that he owned the entire building. Every morning, before the sun rose, Mr. Carter arrived at the massive corporate headquarters. He'd clean the glass doors, polish the floors, and make sure the CEO's office was spotless before anyone arrived. To the staff, he was invisible, just another worker doing a lowly job. When someone spilled coffee, they'd snap their fingers for him. When meetings ran late, he'd quietly mop around their designer shoes. He never complained. He just smiled and said, "No worries, sir." But behind that calm smile, there was a story no one dared to imagine. 20 years ago, Carter wasn't a janitor. He was an engineer, a dreamer who built machines in his garage, hoping one day to change the world. He founded a small tech startup with his best friend, Robert. Together, they created software that made factory production faster and smarter. But when the company started growing, greed took over. Robert, his business partner, betrayed him, sold Carter's shares behind his back. He was left with nothing. Heartbroken, he disappeared from the industry, never suing, never fighting back. He simply vanished, leaving everyone to think he was finished. Years later, the company Robert built became massive, the same one Carter now cleaned for. He came back, but not to take revenge. Quietly, over the years, Carter invested every bit of his savings into buying shares, one by one, slowly, patiently. He learned, adapted, and watched as the arrogant executives ignored him. No one realized the janitor they overlooked was silently becoming the majority shareholder. One day, a crisis struck. The CEO announced a big meeting. The company was going bankrupt. Panic filled the boardroom. Then, to everyone's shock, the janitor entered the room holding a file. The CEO shouted, "What are you doing here? Get out." Carter smiled gently. "Actually," he said, placing the file on the table, "I believe it's time I introduced myself properly." Inside the file were ownership documents, showing his name. He was now the majority owner of the company. Silence. Total silence. The same people who once looked down on him couldn't meet his eyes. Carter didn't fire anyone. He simply said, "The world has a funny way of turning. Never forget to treat people with respect, because one day, the person you look down on might be the one signing your paycheck." And from that day on, everyone in that company learned a priceless lesson. Never judge a person by the uniform they wear, because greatness doesn't always shout. Sometimes, it sweeps floors in silence.